same color shirt here, so you can approach any person in a staff shirt, ask them a question. If they don't know the answer, they will help you find the answer. Great place to start for any questions you have is the Reg desk, where Matt will be. I love Matt. He's in here somewhere. He brought me a sign for my opening talk that says, "You're doing great."
Yay!
All right, who else is here? Our speakers are here. If you're a speaker and feel like it, you can raise your hand. I mean, you don't have to self-identify, but you're going to be on stage later. So, yay, we love our speakers. Little change this year. We'll talk about it again later, but we're doing a single track, and we'll talk about why we're doing that later. But so only 34 speakers. This is really cool. 25 are new to the ShmooCon stage this year.
Woo!
All right, of course, we can't have the con without sponsors. They're listed, in the program on the website, and they're also here. We tend to challenge our sponsors to bring something really different, so if they have a booth and they're out there, chances are they've got something really fun going on at the table, and some pretty cool swag from what I've seen. So, do a little shopping, play a little game. It's all good.
Yeah, it's interesting because sponsors that have been here before kind of know how we work and know they only get a 6-foot table and a few other odds and ends that are different than like a normal trade show. And then we get new sponsors or new people at the sponsors who roll up and be like, when's loadout and I have this huge booth I want to do and whatever. And they're like, that's not how any of this works. And we're fortunate to be able to run an event where we can get the sponsors that we do and they're willing to kind of play ball with how we think about doing this. This isn't a trade show, this isn't an industry event, this is here for you, and we make it pretty clear to the sponsors, like, they're here for you as well. So, we encourage you to go to their table and talk with them and whatever, and engage in a real conversation. I think that's one of the real things that we want to have happen with the sponsors when they're here, is to hear from you all about what you care about, what you need, because ultimately they're the people who are going to build the products to help make us better. So
we
go
like
talk
to
to
tell a story about a sponsor. We won't name names, but they came in, I think it was maybe the second or third ShmooCon. First day, they all showed up in suits. Right? Second day, they showed up in shorts and T-shirts.
Yeah.
They figured it out.
Yeah.
All right. Who else is here? Schmooze students. If you're a student who got schmoozed and you feel like it, go ahead and raise your hand. You're awesome. We love our students here. I don't know if they're here yet, but we also have students from, where do we have students from? USMA? Military Academy, USNA,
yeah.
Naval Academy. I think we also have
USCGA.
USCGA, Coast Guard Academy here this year too. So I'm not sure if they're in the house yet, but they will be.
No Air Force Academy this year, though, I don't think.
I'm sorry, Air Force, I can't remember right now.
Yeah, I think they're too busy playing golf. Oh, it's an Air Force joke. Oh!
Right.
Thank you. I'll be here all day.
So in addition to those students get schmoozed by schmoozers. So thanks to our schmoozers helping us bring all those students in. A round of applause for our schmoozers. One of my favorite parts about this Schmooze student application on the student's part is, of course, if you've been here before, it's the photos that they send us, right? So let's just take a little peek. They get super creative. That one might be a little hard to see, but that person's picture is on every screen in the... Okay, this one's nice, but he went and found a good sign that was accurate. A little dance going there. Got some rock climbing. One year we had like 4 or 5 rock climbing pictures. I don't know if you remember that. This one, little shmoo cloud. Someone's playing ping pong with themselves. I think that's a cat playing chess.
A pretty cat, very beautiful cat.
Right? Oh, love me some hockey. And this, are you here yet? Because I think this is the last cat photo we're going to get. This has been several years going. I love this. This is perfect. So this is one of my favorite parts of Schmooze student applications. I honestly just open those first because I like the laughs that they provide. The best one, though, was a couple years ago when someone sent us a picture of...
chicken.
Their dinner.
Yeah, I can't get a picture of anything useful, so here's a picture of chicken. You're like, no, that does not work. But it was
really funny.
It was really funny.
All right, so who else is here? Why, you. All of you are here. We like you. We're glad you're here. This year we have, yay you.
Yay you. Self-affirmation.
Yay. We have, this year, our numbers are just a tad bit smaller given the current situation. So we normally around the 2,200 mark. We're just over 2,000 this year. So a little bit less. Actually anticipate we might clock in just a bit under that given what I've seen on Twitters and the whatnot. All right, I think we're done with the who. So we'll move on to what? Start with the talks. So normally, ShmooCon's a 3-track event, right? So we do 1, 2, 3 rooms. We didn't do that this year. There was a couple reasons why we chose not to. The main reason was, what if we ended up having to spin to virtual, right? So I didn't want to spin to virtual and have to manage a bunch of different tracks. So we thought, okay, let's try it with 1 track for 1 year. We combined these 2 rooms. I actually really like the way this looks. I keep looking out there. It looks good, right? So we'll see how it goes. I'm not going to make any promises about what's to come in the future, but we'll see.
Can I interject?
You can interject.
I actually asked permission this time.
He did.
So 2 things about this. One, this is a big, long room, and for those of you in the back, it may be deceptive, the fact that, like, oh, you're all the way in the back and we can't hear you, but strangely, the acoustics of this place mean that we hear you really well in the back and you hear us really well in the back, so please be quiet if you're in the room, even if you're all the way in the back for the whole week. And I know I'm guilty of this, too, in huge rooms. I sit in the back and I whisper, and then somebody slaps me. So the other thing is did you talk about the boxes anywhere in here?
I did not.
Okay.
No, I do. We have pictures.
Oh, we have pictures.
We'll talk about the boxes when we get to the boxes.
Okay, I'll be quiet then.
Okay.
It's a good thing I asked. I didn't want to get ahead of myself. Now. Or you. You're up.
Yeah, all right. So
it's going well.
Okay. We talked about talks. There's also lots of stuff going on. Hopefully, if you got here a little bit before this whole talk started, you went down the hall and saw the RF Village, the Lockpick Village. I know they're just kind of getting started down there, but by later this afternoon and tomorrow, certainly they'll be up and running. Radio exams are on
day 2.
See, now I'm screwed up again. On the 2nd day. And I think you can still sign up for them. So if you feel like studying all night, you have an opportunity here. That sounds like fun, right? No. I mean, yes, it does. I would not besmirch anybody who wants to study all night and get
Sorry, Adam.
Sorry, Adam. Fire talks are in this room tonight, scheduled online. I know, that's always a big hit. You guys like those. Hack Fortress, usually down the hall. Hack Fortress is behind me. Video games versus hacking competition comes to DEF CON every year. It's here every year.
They're legitimately worried that because they're all the way at the end of the hallway, no one will go down there. So 2 things. One, please take the journey around the side hall and go visit them. Also, I'm curious to see how loud it is tomorrow when everyone's yelling and someone's trying to give a talk in here. So that'll be pretty exciting.
Well, they don't do their finals till the end, so we should
be all right. The other thing is on the Hall of Presidents over here, they have pictures of presidents and they're
This is like, okay, I have a story.
Well, it's a small story.
It is.
But they have the pictures of presidents and the first ladies. I poured more. So presidents and the first ladies of all the presidents that we've ever had. And if you look carefully, you realize that being a first lady in the 1800s was super dangerous.
He's like, I didn't know Tyler had 3 wives.
3 freaking wives. Like, I think he was in the White House for like 2 years. I'm like, it's like Henry VIII shit going on out there. Like, there are parts of American history I don't know. And like, Hamilton is an amazing piece of work, but like now I want to show all about the first ladies and like, why do we have way more of them than the presidents? Like, it's so mind-boggling. So if anyone knows or is an American history buff, I'd love to talk to you afterwards to understand why they kept dying. Anyway. That's true. They had babies. That's right. It was super freaking dangerous. Thank you. We actually have a knowledgeable individual in the back. I appreciate that.
Absolutely. All right. So Barcode Schmarcode, that's the contest with the QR code that you all get. If you've not participated in that, you should, because somebody gets a ticket. 3 people get tickets every year. And then Picnic Schmicknick, that's in your program. There's hints all over the con about that one. All right, what else? Contests, they're everywhere. Just look for them. We also do T-shirt charities that will open. T-shirt sales will open, I think, at 3 p.m. I think we're good for that. I don't see, yes, Todd says yes. The way that works is you pay $15, and we give you a free T-shirt, and we give you a poker chip. That poker chip gets dropped in the charity bucket of your choice. This year we are always supporting the EFF, and then we always pick a charity that kind of fits our loose design theme, which this year, as you know, is sort of picnic foodie. And so we chose the DC Capital Area Food Bank for our second charity. So that poker chip gets dropped into a ballot box, and then at the end of the con, we count those chips, and your $15 goes straight to the charity of your choice. So, yeah, it's good. It's good. All right, so also a bit of change to our program this year, Friday night. Friday night, we're good. It's correct in the slides. Yay. No uns, no open bar. Sorry, did not feel like that was a safe decision this year. So instead, from 9 to 11 down in this room, Lintile will be here. He's going to run some of his hacker game shows. He told me the names. They're in the program. I'm sorry. It's going to be like a pub quiz leading into like a no whammies thing. It's going to be epic and fun. Upstairs, one floor up in the terrace. No, it's not called that. What is it called?
Columbia
Ballroom. On the terrace level. We have a room kind of like the size. It's all set up in rounds. We have like all the board games in the world. So come hang out, like everything. Well, maybe not like everything. I avoided things that were like 3 hours of playtime, right? But I got you covered, and if you love code names, I will play with you for hours, okay? I'm like a code names junkie. I literally have thousands of hours invested in that game. I know it's weird, but that's just the way it is. Lots and lots of games. So the way it's going to work up there is you just come and you go to the game table, grab a game, grab some friends, go ahead and play. There will be 2 bars set up. They are cash bars. I think you have to go buy like the ticket and then take it to the, no, they'll explain it to you when you get up there. We just ask, and we'll go over this again later, we're going to kind of have like sort of restaurant and kindness rules about the masking and the drinking. We'll go over it in a little bit, okay? All right. What if you can't remember anything I just said, or what if things change? Well, guess what? Most of this is in the program. Nobody ever really reads the program, but most of this is in the program. You should look in your box. I'm just going to say that one more time. You should look in your box. There are reasons. Some of you will be very happy. Not very many of you.
Some of you got a lot of desiccant.
No, we didn't do that this year. We did that a number of years ago.
I think there's a sneak attack coming up the aisle.
Done that.
So I'm going to guard the.
that was.
Oh.
I almost got it.
I got it.
I missed.
It's a, if you can't tell, it's a moose ball. So it's a cute little moose. So thank you. Although Josh, I don't know if you were disagreeing with us or giving us a gift. Both. Okay,
both.
Yeah. Josh is like, you're full of shit. Here's a gift.
It's so squishy.
It is squishy. I will call him Squishy.
I will call him Squishy. All right, so we'll make announcements on Twitter. We'll make announcements at the top of talks. You know, hopefully, if anything changes, you'll know. Okay, so where is everything? So normally this is very confusing because we're oriented a different way, and I always point the wrong direction, but I think I'm going to get it right this time. So we are in One Track Mind, right? What's behind me? We said it earlier. Hack Fortress, right. And then moving down the hall, the cabinet. You've all been there. For here, you've all been to cabinet. You know where Reg is, right? So moving down the hall, you're going to get chill out. You got the Lockpick Village. You got the RF Village. You got the Boffet room. The Boffet stands for Birds of a Feather. It's just a room where you can go if you want to have a little stand-up talk, hang out with friends in there, have a discussion. It's a place supposed to be kind of a quieter place to go and do whatever. It's available to you, except for when it's being used for the radio exams, right?
Right.
And then the very last room is the ShmooCon Labs. That's mostly a staff room for our staff, but if you do have any network issues or questions, you can always go there. There should be someone around who can help you. All right, so when does everything happen? Guess what? It's online. It's also in your program. It's directly the centerfold. So when you pick up your program, it will fall open to the schedule. How brilliant is that? Thank you to the person who designs my program for thinking of that. We love that. It's also on banners. I think they're out. Oh, it just got ran into.
What, the banner stand?
I don't know. We're not looking back. We don't want to.
Man down.
Yeah. Oh, it wasn't our banner. It was somebody else's banner. Okay. Are you going to sing Centerfold now?
No. It's illegal for me to sing in 40 states.
This is true, but if you were to search Twitch.
Oh, damn it.
Well, he didn't say this state. He just said 40 states.
Oh, Jay Giles band, baby. Oh.
Okay, this is probably my second favorite picture of Bruce ever. And I don't remember who captured this. Was that you? Was it Carson? This is epic, right? Like, okay, so there are many of you who don't know what the Shmoo Ball is.
We're going to get into it.
Okay. Do you want to do it?
Not right now.
You're going to get into what?
Shmoo balls.
Oh, you're going to talk about this later?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know what he's talking about later. He didn't run it by
Also,
me.
there's something we left out of the program or out of the slides. Oops, that's the wrong page. Just keep going, I'll find it.
Wait, no, I feel like I'm being ambushed. Hang on.
Well, you are getting ambushed. Where'd it go? Oh, there. That.
I'll get to that.
Okay.
Okay, yes, you are correct. He is correct. I left
Technically
something out of
correct.
the slides.
The best kind of correct. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for everyone who played along with that.
So, would you like to discuss why we do this?
Yeah, so,
So,
oh, why we do the con?
yeah, no, not like why we do this.
Oh, no, I'll touch on that in a minute.
You're also going to touch on why we do this?
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't need to read these bullet points.
You don't need to, no.
Good,
You can if
okay.
you want.
I
Do you
don't
want her
want
to
to.
read the bullet points?
No.
Do you want her to sing the bullet points?
I'm doing great. I can't sing now. Now I have what's that thing where you can't do the thing on stage?
She
I was
vapor
all
locks.
ready to do it. Facilitate discourse. There you go. Okay.
Wow. Yeah. Woo!
That was it. That's all you get. Listen, if you want to know more about the con and how it happens and why it happens, Bruce and I do a thing every year called Own the Con. Okay? It's going to happen the third day in the first slot. You don't need to be there. It's going to be taped. Or you can come. It's more of Bruce and I.
For posterity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say throwing down, but
Oh,
yeah,
that
works
sounds far more aggressive than it is at 9 o'clock in the morning.
too. All right. So how does this happen? It absolutely does not happen with this amazing, amazing ShmooCon staff that has been almost the same staff from year to year. I don't get a lot of turnover. They come back, and I love them so much. So, yeah, big round of applause for the ShmooCon staff. And then, of course, support from the community at large. I mean, it comes from all directions. I'm not even kidding. My neighbors show up and help, and they're like, "What do you do?" I'm like, "Doesn't matter. Just fold shirts or something." They're really cool. All right, so let's talk about the boxes. So the boxes were also sort of a plan B.
Katie said painful.
Katie says they're painful. You'll see why in a second. The boxes were also part of the plan B. What if we had to go virtual? Well, if we were going to go virtual, I was going to feel like I had to mail all your swag to you, right? Well, I was kind of like, well, if it's already in a box, all I have to do is slap a label on it, right? So that's why we have boxes.
It sounds trivial till you think that there's 2,000 of the damn things, right?
Yeah. So this is what they looked like when we got them. That's not even all of them, just to be clear.
Yes.
You can. Then we started to put them together. Okay? So this is the part of my dining room. This is my son's room. This is a corner of the living room. This is the sunroom. This is me working out, surrounded by boxes. Then we stuff them all full of stuff, and then we shrink wrap them into these board cubes. And each are 16 boxes. He's standing up behind me.
This was a lot of fun. So first of all, thanks to all the volunteers who put all that shit together. Woo! I don't know if you know, but cardboard's really sharp. And I cut myself repeatedly as I walked past them in my garage, as I brushed past them. And so we were very worried that the volunteers, the people putting together the boxes, were going to cut themselves. So we gave them all little cotton gloves and everything and whatever.
We gave them cotton gloves.
Well, they're actually the gloves we use when you print the banners. We have a vinyl printer, and you don't want the oil from your fingers to mess up the banner, so you wear these little white gloves. And so we're very cognizant of don't bleed on the boxes if you cut, because you don't want to waste boxes. One of the boxes that we took out of the thing actually had other people's blood on it already.
In the middle of the pack. It was dead center in this middle of this pack, and they're telling me, well, there's a box of blood. I'm like, well, who cut themselves? They're like, no one.
No one. Wasn't our blood.
Like,
It's other blood.
Maybe we should burn that one.
Yeah. So that
It's like bonus DNA.
Yeah. Free DNA. So at some point, we're realizing the predicament of folding 2,000 of these things, stuffing them, and putting them on the truck. And we come to the realization that you can't just put them one at a time on the truck.
Well,
right?
I mean, we
you
knew
could.
that.
Well,
I knew that.
I did not realize this. Because especially when you get here and unload it, you'd be like, okay, everyone line up and take 4 boxes at a time. We'll take 5 hours to unload the truck. So we're like, how are we going to do this? So we have to like palletize it ourselves with the shrink wrap. And we're playing around with this, and the first thing we realized is you have to spin it around. Like if you ever use a shrink wrap, you got to spin it around. And everyone's like, just get a Lazy Susan. And I'm like, we have a Lazy Susan. And Heidi says,
like, no, we don't.
we have a very nice Lazy Susan that she was adamant that even when I tried to sneak
like our
in,
names and carved in it. Like it's not a Walmart Lazy Susan.
no,
right?
it's not.
I was like, no.
No. So I ended up grabbing sleds, like the smooth bottom sleds, and putting a towel on the
Like
table.
the ones from
and then you
Five
put the
Below?
boxes on the sled, and then you spin the sled around, and it actually worked. And like I was stunned. That was a bit of on-the-fly engineering. So go Bruce. Woo! Like, hey. But thank you. But as we are putting this together, we have the realization like the boxes get a lot bigger, right? When they're flat, they're kind of small. When you put them together, they're kind of big. And we have a 26-foot truck, but these boxes are pretty fucking big. So you're like, okay, how big? Quick question. How big do you think a 26-foot Penske truck, the volume of the back of a 26-foot Penske truck in cubic inches? Any guesses? 2,000 cubic inches, about the size of like your suitcase, so no. 1 million, more than 1 million. 25 million, too big, so I'll just tell you right now because no one's going to guess the number. 2.7 million cubic inches. And as it turns out, we did the math, and the boxes completely tightly packed together would be 1.3 million cubic inches. So thank God, halfway into this, we're like, oh, it'll all fit.
Well, but what we didn't know is if everything else would fit.
Yeah,
it was. We did not do the math on that.
Everything else.
Thankfully, it did, and that's a nice segue into our next picture. Those of you who are friends with me on Facebook already saw this. This isn't even how it started. How it started was personal vehicles driving down. Like, I had a parade of cars come to my driveway, and we filled them all up, and they all drove down at the time to the Wardman down. It doesn't exist anymore, right? The Wardman's gone?
Boo. Yeah, the Wardman is completely gone now.
So fast forward 5 years, 2010, we're in this little tiny, what is that, like a 10-foot U-Haul? Like, I don't know.
Amateurs.
Right? And then this was just a couple days ago in my driveway. And what you can't see is that the boxes are already in there. We had gone to storage, loaded everything up, had to take everything back out of the truck so that we could load balance with the stuff at my house. So mad props to PW Crack in the audience who drove up from like 45 minutes away to help me and Bruce and the kids pick up heavy things and put them back down again on repeat.
Yay! And to be clear, it was about 1 million cubic inches of our own crap. So there was like maybe 600,000 or 700,000 cubic inches of space left. So we have lots of room to buy stuff.
Oh, do we know? Because we already returned that truck.
Well, I mean for next year.
Oh.
Because we'll do the boxes again, right?
I kind of like them, but
what do people like the boxes? Yay.
See, they want the bags.
Wow, that was a lot fewer than I thought.
I know.
Screw you too. Like, we worked really hard. Like, come on, like the boxes.
We did work really hard, but again,
thank you.
It was part of the plan B. We weren't
I stomped
sure.
my feet.
We did. I've stomped my feet on the ShmooCon stage
That's
before.
True,
It was because of you. It was.
Yeah.
All right. So just one more story about the truck. So a couple things happened this year. Earlier this year. Well, not this year. Last year. Sorry. It's kind of like the first day and the second day. I don't know where I am anymore. But the first thing that happened is our neighbors across the way, so at the end of my driveway, across the street, put up a fence. Totally their thing. That's fine. They put up a fence. Right? No big deal, except for one time a year. Well, like 4 times a year, like on the consecutive days, when I have to drive a 26-foot truck into my driveway, and the nose of that truck will float out over the edge of their property. Used to be no fence. It was no big deal. This year, it's kind of a big deal. Second thing that happened is we're kind of known in our neighborhood for taking out the power because we have a lot of trees. When the power goes out, the first question Bruce and I ask each other is,
shit, was that us?
Was that us? Right? We have taken out the power twice this year, last year, for our neighborhood. The other 2 times it went out, it was not us. I was very, very excited about that.
We're going green. Taking power out for the whole neighborhood, just conserving electricity. It's great. I recommend it.
One of the times that the power went out that was not us, the tree fell down across the road, hit the wires at the end of my driveway, right? So whatever, the power company comes out, blah, 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 things happen. And the wires are now hanging a good maybe foot lower than they used to hang.
Not the power lines. Just to be super clear, like the power company strings the power lines okay, but the datacom lines are like, those bastards can be on the ground.
Right.
Like that's totally okay, not our problem.
So going back to the fence, now the end of my driveway has these like stone walls, right? So it's a really tight turn, the fence is in the way, so we pulled out our mailbox. We pulled our mailbox out, which is to the right of the stone walls, so we could drive through our yard and pull the truck in. But that still posed a problem because Bruce approaches the house and he's looking in the, the rearview mirror and he's like, how tall am I? 12'7". Bobby, he calls my son. Bobby, can you go get a measuring tape? And can you go outside and can you measure from the ground to the wires, please? And Bobby does that and he comes back in and he says, how tall are you? Bruce says 12'7". He goes, yeah, no. Not gonna work. So you can see us driving through the yard here. This is me in my car taking photos through the windshield, so they're a little dirty. But you can see Bobby holding up a big, I think that one's a light bulb changer.
No, a Christmas tree light hanger.
Okay, it's that, whatever
With
he
a
said.
big sticker that says, don't do this anywhere near power lines.
Yeah. And there's Katie on the other side with a paint stick.
Yeah, the paint roller holding up the other power lines.
Right.
Yeah, and that one has no warning, so it's completely safe.
We hope they were made of fiberglass.
One of them was made of fiberglass.
Well, we won't tell you which one, because then the kid would know which one we liked best, and we don't.
He had the metal one.
We don't want to do that.
It didn't work out for us.
So here we are. This is actually on the way to storage. This isn't actually the egress to the hotel, but we basically did this exact same thing when we left for the hotel again. So that is like Potter Adventures 101. If you know us, you know our life is like this all the time. Right? You ever want stories? Come hang out. All right. ShmooCon survival tips. We'll go through this pretty quick. Do you want to touch on this? Do you want me to do it?
You can do it.
Okay. So we're all here. We're all in masks. We've all got you need 3 things to be on the floor. I quizzed my staff this morning. Let's see if you can do it. What 3 things do you need to be on the con floor? Yes, mask, badge. I'm the worst. I never wear one. And I'm really paranoid this year that I'm going to get checked at the door because I have a mask on and the staff won't know who I am. This is whatever. That's why I have my name on my shirt today, right? So they know. It actually was part of my thinking.
That's pretty funny.
I know.
Who's that? Oh, it's Heidi Shmoo.
It's Heidi. It's Heidi. Right, so now you can all wear Heidi Shmoo shirts tomorrow, and they'll be like, oh, it's Heidi.
Totally sneak in. Right. Yep. Nope.
All right, so you need your badge, you need your wristband. Do you take your wristband off tonight? No, because I don't have enough to give everybody another one tomorrow, right? So just so you all know,
That's not a challenge.
It's not a challenge. I wore one of these for 2 weeks just to make sure you all wouldn't die for 3 days having it on your wrist, so you're good. You're good.
It smelled mostly okay.
Oh, hush. I showered.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
I
not need some
not
validation.
engaging on that conversation.
Look, I am doing great.
You are doing great.
I am doing great. And your mask, okay?
Guy Smalley says you're doing great.
We ask that you have your mask on pretty much at all times while you're on the con floor. Obviously, a quick sip of water, whatever, that's fine. Big thing is like holding a beer is not an excuse to have your mask down, all right? You can have it down while you're actively drinking. Actively drinking means it's touching your mouth, right? Actively eating, but not holding a beverage. That is not an excuse to not have your mask on. We're asking that most eating takes place upstairs if possible, just so we can limit the exposure down on the con floor. But if you are eating or drinking actively, that you're standing still, not walking around. We prefer if you're actually seated if you're eating. So, and no eating in this room. Obviously, quick sips of water, but whatever. And then we are, of course, going to allow our speakers to take their masks off because we feel like it's easier to understand through the microphone and a better recording for posterity and them's at home. Hi, people at home who may or may not be watching. They're like, no, we don't watch opening. It's just Heidi and Bruce. But hi, Mom.
Tansy's watching. There's one person watching. Yeah. Hi, Tansy.
Okay. Oh, and I think it's like Ben's birthday. Happy birthday, Ben. I don't know.
Oh, can we like call out like people? It could be like at the ball game.
We could. No kiss cam.
It's Paul and Heather's 80th anniversary today.
Oh, is it?
Is it? I don't know. They're 120 years old. Yeah, I'm just making it up. I mean, I realized when I said 80th and followed with anniversary that you knew I was lying. Like,
Maybe
that was not
they got
even.
married when they were 7, because it was the 18-aught.
Clearly not a first lady.
All right, Bruce, why don't you take the next at least...
I get to talk about fire alarms. For some goddamn reason, we seem to keep having problems that involve having to evacuate all of you out of this space. I don't understand why it keeps happening to us. Like, I don't have any other data points to say, like, how often does the Washington Hilton have to evacuate their attendees because somebody pulled the fire alarm or got stuck in a coffee shop or something like that. Yeah, please, this is not a challenge. But in the event of some life safety event where we ask you to have to, like, leave the building, what I really want you to focus on is leaving the building, okay? Like, it's a little different in here. The one year when it went off in here and the unts was going on and all the lights were flashing anyway because it was strobe.
When like the bartenders leave?
Yeah, when the bartenders leave, it's a good time to get the hell out, right?
Like, you should be leaving too. We like to tell the story of this time we were in New York City and our kids were a little younger.
Because we don't have time travel, they couldn't be older in the past.
That's true. Well,
just want to rule out time travel, just for everyone who may have thought.
But maybe we know something they don't know.
Maybe.
Maybe we do. I hate him sometimes. We definitely know things you don't know because we won't tell you things until you're 25.
Yeah, there's a rule in the house.
We have a Potter rule. Yeah. Anyway, so we're in New York City, and we're Bruce and I and the little one who's right there, who's much, much smaller at the time. You can come up, buddy. Yeah. I have other chairs. Oh, here they all come. Here's
Clan Potter. What? Taryn's amped up. It's good times.
So the Potter family is on stage. So we're in New York City, and we have the little one with us in our room, but Taryn and Bobby had gone to their room and got ready for bed. And they were gone for like 10 minutes, and there was a fire alarm, right? So we, grab the little one. We start leaving the room, and we call our kids because, we like them most of the time, and we wanted to make sure they were safe.
And they were like, yeah, we're already outside. Like, they gotten dressed, went down the stairs, first people outside. They 100% knew, just get the hell out of the building, do it, don't wait, don't listen, just go. And they let. And I'm like, man, our kids are kind of smart. Like, it was a good job. Smarter than the average con attendee who sits around drinking beer going like, do you think this means we should leave? I don't know, let's stand here. Should we leave? Like, get out. They're like, really? Yes, really. God. The ones with crowing sheep. Like, can you please go outside? Okay, and everyone takes 2 steps. Is this outside? No, it's not outside. Am I outside now? No, you're not outside. Get the hell out. It was like 10 minutes. And at some point they said they all clear. I'm like, no, keep leaving. I want you to complete this job. I want you to leave the building before we let you back in. Yeah, well, it's warmer now, right? So you don't have the cold excuse, right? And the lightning storm was last night, so you won't get struck by lightning. Okay, but no fire alarms
this time. That means no smoking in the elevators, okay?
Yep.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't get stuck in a coffee shop and pull the fire alarm. True story. Also, if you see a guy stuck in the coffee shop, don't laugh at him. Help him.
Yeah, please. That's the key bit of that equation. If one of your fellow attendees is in need of help, assist. Don't mock and laugh and post it on Facebook. I might have
had a talk with the guy who got stuck in the coffee shop, but I also had a talk with the table that was sitting closest to the coffee shop, right? So, just saying. All right. God. It was pretty funny. The guy, he was like, so, if you're here, I'm so sorry. I don't remember your name, so you're safe. But he was not super cooperating. He wasn't being super bad. But the minute he saw me, the elevator's open and here I come because I had to come down from my room. That's a big deal when it's late at the time, Saturday night. And he just puts his hands up in the air and he goes, I will do whatever you want me to do, Heidi. I was like, man, am I that bad? Whew. Scary. All right, so how to be happy come Sunday. Yes, Sunday. No, Sunday. That's the day after the con. We're good. Hydrate, water. Shower, sleep, and of course, leave here having learned something new, right? That's the ultimate goal for being here. Hopefully you make friends, but leave having gained knowledge. All right, a few more things. And then I'm going to very nervously hand the podium over to my husband.
What could go wrong?
The thing is I already know. This isn't confusing for me.
Yeah,
Okay.
fair.
So parking, if you are booked on the ShmooCon block, your parking discount is automatic. For everybody else, if you parked here at the Hilton, we have a 25% parking discount. We do have some like parking pass things up at Conreg that you can pick up before you leave, but there should be a parking attendant on duty. This says here from noon to 8. I didn't put what days, but I assume it's most of the days that we're here. They will also have the parking swipey discounty things as you egress the garage, and in theory you can also show them the badge if there's a problem. So now you know that. That's useful information, I hope. Reg hours, Conreg, like it's the brain of this operation, so those hours are in the program, just so you know, so check there. And then we do have an email address, security@shmoocon.org. It is monitored 24/7. Thank you to my friends on the West Coast who are watching that for me on the overnight, so some of us can actually get a few hours of sleep. But that is for if something bad happens. This is not like 911, my room's on fire, right? Don't email me that. Like, do the right things there. You can tell me about it later. Like, we'll have a chat. But it's more if you need to reach us, something's happened. It's not for, like, it's hot in here, okay? It lights up too many things for that purpose. Anything you want to say about that?
Yeah, so it's a little bit of a window into how we think about running the con and our philosophy about keeping you all safe. We spend a lot of time preparing ourselves and our staff for this event, for bad things that might happen and whatever, in hopes that they don't. But instead of just having a policy or a statement or whatever, we go through and try to arm them to be successful. So like we do dedicated security training, and we talk through different types of events that might happen, the techniques that they're going to use to deal with it. Because it's not like, there's a few people here who professionally do like event security and whatever, but for the most part, we all just do other things. And so things like, what's the first thing you do? Radio for help, period, right? And drilling that into their head so that there's always someone there to assist. And making sure that they understand not just what's expected of them, what they can expect from us as event organizers. So even this year with the vaccine validation, like we thought we could contract that to a third party, and it turns out the few third parties that do it, like, yeah, if your event's in August, we have people for you.
But
and
well, that was part of why, wow, Bruce, you're gonna have to talk fast. That's part of why we decided to do ourselves. But the other thing with the third party people is that many of them are gonna require that you all registered with like a thing before you showed up, and I was like, yeah, no, we're not doing that.
So we went through and we created like a vaccine validation handbook with examples.
So for
and
the most part, did that work out okay? We've never done it. I did, I don't know how many training sessions with the staff that's working up there, and they seem like they're rocking it. So
yeah.
Thank you for being patient with us while we figured that out, but I'm glad to hear it's going okay. Okay, one more announcement, and then I'm going to let Bruce talk for 6 minutes.
And then I'll take another 6 on my own.
Okay. On Saturday, there is a marathon in D.C. called and this is so you can look it up and get the information if you need it, the Run, Rock, and Roll Marathon. And it is shutting down that blue line around D.C. So it's supposed to go from about 6:30 to 2. You've been warned.
We're in the middle of that, by the way.
Yeah,
if you're wondering where we are, we're right in the middle of that.
All right. Yeah, well, no, the blue line are roads. Sorry, not the blue line metro. Yeah, I have no idea.
You get to run down the blue line rail tracks.
Anyway, so if that might impact
Don't touch the third rail! What? Ah!
If that might impact you, like you have a heads up now, WTOP is probably your friend on that.
Yeah.
WTOP
They're not a sponsor, but we would love to have them.
is our local radio station that does traffic and news on the 8s.
On the 8s.
On the 8s.
I get really confused when I go to...
If you want your 5 minutes, you should be quiet. Okay, are you ready for what is probably my first favorite con picture of Bruce ever?
Oh, God. That's the one on the end, being very embarrassed by his father. Yeah, so I'm not going to use this mic. Oh, don't do what I did. Don't do what Donnie Don't does.
You're doing great.
I'm doing great. So... Well, now I'm on the spot. I don't know what I was going to say. Just kidding. No, really, it's funny that you asked that. You had the question, is do you ever really know what you're saying? Or like, I just kind of riff it and you just run and see where you end up. Like, I've given whole talks where like I got to like the third slide of like 50, and I'm like, whatever. We had a conversation for an hour. It was fun. So, you know, there's nothing like a multi-year global pandemic to make you like think about your career and self and what you do and that kind of thing. And you know, we're all here. The people in this room survived. Some did not. It's been a very interesting couple of years. It's taught us a lot about risk management as a society, which arguably is a lot of what our jobs are. And it's caused me to reflect upon, like, how did I get here? How did we end up in this room together? You know, what could I have done differently? What caused my life events to unfold the way they did? And some of you, especially people who haven't been here before or only been here a few times, don't know kind of the backstory of, like, why we are here. And it starts ridiculously in Alaska. So that's where Heidi lived, and that's where I went to school, and then we both dropped out, which worked out. It worked out pretty well. And we had 4 years of school, though. Yeah, we did have 4 years of school. We just didn't graduate. And that's like its whole own thing. Like, I literally didn't know how to graduate. And when I walked into the graduation office and said, what do I need to graduate? I know, no, you're going to give me to like no, not off of that timer. I'm good. Now you got 3 minutes. Yeah, right? Jesus Christ. Anyway. I walk in and I say, what do I need to graduate? I never declared a major, and I needed to get like 30 more credits in any major to graduate, and I withdrew on the spot. I was like, no, I'm out. And the one in the graduations office is like, are you serious? I'm like, yeah, do I need to sign a piece of paper to get out of college? Like, or do I just stop showing up? Like, I don't know what to do. So as a bunch of us were up in Alaska and we're kicking around doing a bunch of geeky things, we were all largely interested in security, and so we ended up starting this thing called the Shmoo Group. And we ended up doing some open source software. We ran a website. We thought we would like we'd be like the Slashdot of the security industry. For the young ones in the room, Slashdot was a website. Pre-Reddit. It was like Reddit, but better. So we all banded together and we started doing things as a group, and we did more collectively than we could as individuals. And ultimately then Beetle, one of the Shmoo members at the time, ended up, he and I were in Vegas one year, and we're sitting in a talk at Black Hat, and somebody on stage is saying some bullshit, 1 and 1 is 4. And normally, both of us were the kind of people would be like, that's bullshit, and we would stand up and say something, and it turns out nobody did, and we've just kind of sat there because we didn't want to be those assholes that one more time, and they're like, wow, nobody corrected that person on stage. And Beetle says, you know, if we ran a con, we would never let that happen. I'm like, yeah, totally, we would never let that happen. He says, we should run our own con. Thank you, 5 minutes, ha ha, ha ha. And so I'm like, yeah, we should totally run our own con, ha. And I figured that's just like 5 beers into a Vegas afternoon, not something that would really happen. We get home from Vegas, Beetle then emails the Shmoo Group a couple weeks later, okay, I've got...
No, he says, does this live?
It'll be live in 2 seconds. Oh, there he goes.
So Beetle sends an email and he goes, okay, so I've mortgaged my house. I didn't tell my wife. True story.
Hope they're not here. So they ended up, he's like, please tell your friends to show up to the first ShmooCon. We're going to be at the Warmer Park Marriott, blah, 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 blah. And we had the con. And so then we wanted to like understand how to hold people to account, how to not have that moment. Because the other thing you don't want to have happen is like, we got these mics here, which usually we don't have. You don't want to have somebody come up to the mic and be like, I don't have a question so much as a statement. You're like, oh, shit, we're going to be here for a while while that dude rambles on. You want to be able to have the audience engage the speaker in such a way that gets the speaker's attention and let them know you disagree, and then start the dialogue without a bunch of pomp and circumstance. So what we did is armed everybody with squishy foam rubber balls and encouraged them to throw them at the speaker if you disagree. So for those of you that don't know, whew, corner of my eye saw that one, that was close. For those of you that don't know, it's not just a stress ball in the shape of an apple. It's a form of conversation that we want you to like throw at the speaker if you disagree. Over the years, we do less and less throwing of the Shmoo ball, but yes.
Gently lob.
Gently lob, yeah. I've discovered we are not a coordinated group. There's a lot of things that like go up and come down in some parabolic direction, but they're not actually near the speaker. There's other people that have been like in the front row and don't understand how hard you can throw a ball, and they just bean you. You're like, what are you doing?
And don't try throwing it from the back rows. It'll never.
It won't do it. Not a challenge.
No.
Not a challenge.
No, not a challenge.
so the thing that I wanted to get on with, I have 3 minutes, Andrea? So I get 3, give or take, because Heidi was going to give me 0. She's looking at her watch. 3 minutes.
I've given you so much time already.
Yeah, well, see, it says I have 3 minutes. So I reflect a lot about the early days of the Shmoo Group and the amount of time and energy that we put into what we did. And it was like our entire existence outside of work, right? It was everything we did, that website, the servers, the projects, all this kind of stuff. And in no small part, I think it formed a lot of us in the group, and there are other groups that were around at the same time. Space Rogue's here. He could speak to the history of his organization, where you spend a lot of time. His was a little bit more famous than the Shmoo Group, as it turns out, but we run a conference. So, got those posers at the loft. Hacker fight. Like, so what really is difficult for me about the history of that is now, like, I try to encourage people to have like a strong work-life balance. Like, you shouldn't be punishing people in an interview process because they don't go home and babysit their cluster of boxes that they use for attack and defense all the time and that kind of thing, right? And so the challenge is, like, how do we make this industry a place where people have the time and effort and energy to do it on their terms and still be successful, so they don't have to do it all in their spare time and that kind of thing. And it's a long process, but for those of you that are in like the hiring manager kind of situation, ensure that you give your employees the time and energy and space they need to develop professionally in their career. Because again, if I were to rewind time, I'd still do the Shmoo Group the way that we did it and whatever, but man, like, I'm sensitive to use that as like the guidepost to show other people, here's how you be successful. It's not burn all your spare time and make the only thing in your life about cybersecurity. It's do what you want and make sure that you have the opportunities to do the things professionally that you want to do. So I think it's incumbent on us to be creative. Even here at this event, like, it's normally a weekend, right? And it's kind of a weekend this year. And it's a big ask to ask people to come here on your Saturdays and Sunday. Don't come here this Sunday. And spend time with us. And I think that's one of the reasons we take so personally our responsibility to you to give you a good event and recognize this isn't just professional growth, it's networking, it's a time to be with friends and fellowship and that kind of thing. So, enjoy the time, meet your neighbor, be nice to each other this weekend, learn everything you can, give us the feedback, let us help us make this a better event for you.
So good. All right.
So,
go ahead.
Go ahead. My father was he wasn't a professional orator. He was actually a lumberman.
Was very good.
But he was a good speaker, and I spent a lot of my formative years as a child watching him speak on stage, and I've modeled a lot of what I do after my father. So, a little round of applause for Robert Potter. Thank you very much. This is also Robert Potter, deserves no applause. So.
Better one. All right. One quick thing that was not in the slides that we are going to go over, photography guidelines. I'll stop in 2 seconds, Andrea. Photography guidelines, ShmooCon has one photographer. He's standing right there. His name is Carson. What the heck? What are the photography rules? They're basically, if someone's in frame, you need their permission, all right? No group shots unless you have permission of everybody in the group. I'm not kidding. I mean, I know we're all masked this year and maybe, whatever. Just don't do it. We don't like it. Everybody likes to. I hated it when I'm at restaurants. I'm the person with the hand. I mean, my picture's taken all the time, right? I'm used to it, but all the time. That sounded so like, I walk down the street and people just take pictures of me. No, that's not what I mean. But I don't like it. People don't like it, so just be very, very aware and cognizant if you're taking a picture that you have permission of those in frame. Carson follows the same rules that the rest of us do.
And this includes speakers. You wouldn't be surprised how many times we have to find a speaker and be like, you took a selfie with the entire audience behind you, please don't post it and delete it. So speakers, please don't take a selfie with the whole audience because we will ask you kindly to delete it. So there we go. All right.
Not awkward.
Oh, if the speaker's on stage? Is there?
Generally, we ask for no photos in this room, period. Carson will come through and get pictures of the speakers on stage so that they can have it if they want. But in general, we ask for no photo. Pictures of Bruce and I are kind of open source at this point. Like, we're out there.
We are Photoshop material.
Yes. Well, he is.
I don't know what that pose was, actually. I tried to look intimidating and then goofy, and it just turned into bad.
All right, folks, we're going to get the first set of speakers up here. Todd, you're going to come up and manage that. And I'm sorry we ran over just a tiny bit, but you know, you do you, boo.
Bye.